G'day guys and welcome back to AdosTheGreat YouTube channel. So guys, in today's video, I will be giving you my NRL Power Rankings, starting from the bottom of the ladder up to the top. So, look, at the end of the day, these are just my opinions, so take it with a grain of salt. If your team is lower on the ladder than you would like, let me know why in the comments, why you think that they should be higher. I'd love to hear from you guys. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump in and let's go through my power rankings for 4 weeks out of the finals, I guess. So I probably will do another one of these as we go into finals, probably a top 8 one. But yeah, very excited for this one, guys. Cannot wait to give you my opinions here. Starting with 16th, I think this one's obvious. It's the Gold Coast Titans. So these are like a lot of their older logos. I am using somebody else's tier list, so I did not create this. So if your team's got their old logo, that is why. Personally, I think some of these older logos look better than the newer ones. But yeah, let's keep this one going, guys. 15th, I've got the New Zealand Warriors. I think there's a couple of teams above them. But yeah, so that's my 15th. 14th, can't speak, West Tigers. Obviously, the Knights have to be slightly higher than them with the win on the weekend. That's why the Knights are 13th for me. So the bottom 4 at the moment for me looks like this as the power rankings, not the ladder, because it's a little bit different. The only difference is the Warriors are 14th on the ladder. I'll get them at 15th in my power ranking. All right, next up. This one is, these next 4 are some of the hardest ones. So I have got the Bulldogs at 12th. I did have them at 11th before recording this, but I just think that the Dragons and Manly are slightly better. In saying that, I've got Manly at 10th. They just look disappointing over the last few weeks, and I think St. George have looked slightly better. So that's why the Dragons are in 10th for me. And in 9th, the Raiders. So the Raiders could drop because they were pretty disappointing as well. I could have the Dragons in at 9th because against the Sharks, the Dragons actually played some pretty quality football. But for me, the bottom 8 looks like this power rankings wise. Raiders 9th, Dragons 10th, Manly 11th, Bulldogs 12th, Knights 13th, Tigers 14th, Warriors 15th, and Titans last. All right, now the top 8, and this is where it's going to get a little bit annoying for some people. So starting off, I've got the Broncos at 8th. I know that's a big call, but the Roosters put a lot of points on them on the weekend, and I know missing Paddy Carrigan is going to hurt, but that is what comes down to power rankings as well, are the players that are out. And another team that has a lot of injuries is the Melbourne Storm. So Storm, for me, I know they're sitting 4th. They're sitting in the top 4 at the moment. They got a good win over the Titans, but I just don't know. I just can't see them above the teams that I have put above them. They're just holding on to that top 4 spot. If they are to lose this week coming, which I don't know who they play now. They play the Panthers. Look, that's a very... It could go either way. Depending on what Storm side we see, that could go either way. But, yeah, I think the Panthers are going to be way too good for them. And, yeah, I see Storm falling down that ladder, and they could fall... I doubt they'll fall to 6th unless they get absolutely flogged by the Panthers and the Bunnies flog the Eels. But, yeah, don't see that happening. But for me, they are down a bit in the ladder there. Next up, I've got the Roosters. I know they're sitting at 8th at the moment, but I do think that, they're in a good spot at the moment in that top 8, and they're putting together some really quality football. So I think that they are getting primed for finals, and that's why I've got them at 6th in the power rankings. The Rabbitohs had an amazing first half. Come on, against the Warriors. They did fall off a bit in the second half, which kind of does worry me as a Rabbitohs fan. But I do think that they should be around that 5th spot. I think they're currently moving a little bit better than the Melbourne Storm. I think they're pretty much on par with the Roosters. So you could argue that the Roosters should be ahead of them, but I'm going to be a little bit biased here and say that I personally think, especially this week, bringing back Campbell Graham and Tom Burgess, I think they're really starting to look prime for finals, and that's why they're 5th for me. At 4th, I do have the Parramatta Eels, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but they played very well without Mitch Moses there last week. Dylan Brown absolutely just, I don't know, he just killed it for them. He was outstanding. So I am pretty confident to have them in my top 4. I know a lot of people will disagree with that statement and say Storm should be up there. But I personally think I've put a pretty good argument together for why I've picked the power ranking as I have. 3rd, I do have the Sharkies. They hold their position there. I think, they're definitely going to finish up there in the top 4, possibly top 2, but they need some results to go their way in the last 4 rounds. So, yeah, I've got the Sharkies in 3rd at the moment. 2nd spot, I do have the Panthers. The only reason I've got them at 2nd and not 1st is due to their injuries. Now, they did play well with Sean O'Sullivan and Jamin Salmon on the weekend, but I do think that while that was against, the Raiders, who are on the fringe of making finals, I don't think they were as solid as they probably should have been. The Raiders were quite terrible, and I thought that the Panthers probably should have capitalised on that a bit more. They did get a 20-point win, but personally, I think it probably should have been a little bit more. I'm a little bit worried about how they're going to go in the last 4 rounds of the year, but I still think they hold that 2nd spot quite comfortably. And the Cowboys, for me, after a good win over the Bulldogs, are 1st in the power rankings at the moment. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with this list? Do you disagree? I'd love to hear where your thought pattern is in regards to this. I've recorded this. I've bulk recorded a whole bunch of stuff on Monday, so I'll probably drop this on Wednesday. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'd love to hear from you guys. But that is going to wrap it up for me. Thank you all so much for your support and for watching this one. If you have yet to subscribe, hit that sub button, guys. We have a lot of fun around here. I drop rugby league content nearly almost every day, at least 5 days a week. There's something rugby league related. So please do join the AdosTheGreat Nation. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.